Party people, can yo get funky? So Sayinl folks, can yo get funky? The Zulu Nation, can yo get funky? Yeah, just hit me.
Okay, welcome back to another See What I'm Saying with the Flex Doctor. As soon as we finished that video the other day about why we're not gonna talk about the world, not that I owe explanation, but it give me something to do, so to show you why we're not going to. MentFlexX is a positive power pack. The flex is, which is the beginning of it. You got a kata, and then you come into MentFlexX. It's a trinity. Okay, now with the understanding that we've already experimented and are doing MentFlexX. MentFlexX runs within the world. It is going, it is, okay, it is active, it is in action, it is in movement, it is taking place. Okay, and I'm a spokesperson for MentFlexX, and it's like the reason why we're gonna have to separate here. Remember, I'm always saying you got positive and negative. You were born into sin, okay, but your first nature is positive. This is what makes you human. This is what makes you inhuman. Okay, we can't change anything out here. We cannot change a thing out there. So why divert energy to it or from it? And the reason why we don't is because it's a positive power pack. Okay, that probably bears no meaning to you, what I'm saying. But when I say positive, riches. Positive is riches. It's a natural resource. Positivity is your first nature. It's a natural resource. Because even out here, you're gonna have this natural resource of positivity. And it's like when I say positivity is going to benefit you. Okay, you've got to benefit the world for it to benefit you. It's a cycle. If we were to focus our intentions, our energy on the world, we would have to do both of them. And it's like starting out, that's going to be a little too strenuous for, say, we call them grasshoppers. It's going to be a little too much. And it's like you're going out here now, you're going into, you got to go to work, got to go to school, you got to go to the grocery store, got to go get gas, you got to go out. You're going into that anyway. And trust me, and this is through experience, you are getting an ass whooping every time. And I show it as you go into the world, but this basically means out. Okay, O-U-T, out. Out, it would be out of your sanctuary, out of where you are comfortable. Your comfort zone is out. Anything outside of that is out. So I use the world to depict out. We don't mess with that. Can't. Because anytime this comes into here, this will attack it. So we're technically talking about a form of self-defense. So it's going to be easier, simpler. You know, that's where we come from. The simplest. Trying to make this as simple as possible by doing these recordings and offering up information. It's going to benefit you in the future. So MentFlex is a form of self-defense. Okay, the flex is a kata. It's a form, it's a technique. The reason why we're going to eliminate this and let it be what it is, because it's more powerful. And what I mean by that is that your little person has this, okay, only contained in this. It's like if you put yourself up against the world, which one is larger? You get ass whooping. Trust me. You get torn to pieces. And it's like to the point where when you come back, your negative from being out is almost greater than your positive. Okay. Now when you rest and go to sleep, this positive charges. That's what your homeostasis is going to prepare you. It's going to protect you. It's going to regenerate you and get you prepared again to go out and get another butt whooping. You can't win. You cannot win. For one, it's the confusion of what's going on. It's like if you're gonna try to defeat this confusion, you've got to at least become unconfused. Okay, there's no sense of going into something that's confused. You're only going to become more confused. You've got to get some type of understanding. There has to be some type of reality, some type of common ground, some type of base. This is what we've come up with so far. Natural law. I don't know if you know the definition of natural law, but I repeat definition because this is what's going to govern us right here. Okay, it's not made by man. It's already there. Can't change it. With this natural law, the only thing you could protect or correct is self. That's why we don't teach or coordinator, because this undertaking here has to be an individual decision. It's not gonna benefit you none at all with us going, oh, give me 10, give me 20, forcing you, because your self-defense is already compromised. It's already compromised because you don't know of the two, positive or negative, that you are. Now, some may disagree, but work with us. So the reason why we separate ourselves from talking about this is because this is going to charge this positive anyway. So we don't have to go out. It's a form of self-defense. Okay, what we're going to do is protect ourselves from this. It's going to charge you. It's already charging you. You're already taking a pretty good butt whooping, because you got to come home every day and discharge that negativity and recharge your positivity. Okay, that's a process that you probably don't even know that's happening, but due to experience, just to give me the benefit of the doubt, okay, I haven't done this for so long. It's going to be simpler to eradicate this situation than it would be in the world. Once you get here, once you realize you're not your enemy, that's the self-defense aspect, and you get this positive, not only will you realize that negative has been beating your tail so long, you're gonna be at least able to stand because you understand that you at one time used to be a part of this. You still are, but be not of, be in. In. Our target is the heart. As we theoretically believe the 9 fruits of the Spirit are generated from here, the heart. Your 7 deadly sins is a mental thing. You were born into that. Okay, the Creator didn't create you with 7 deadly sins. That was a gift when you got here. Actually, before you got here. The bottom line is it's going to be easier to change, alter, divert, build this. This is due to experience now, because it can be done. It's being done. It's to eradicate that, decrease that 7 deadly sins, eliminate that negativity. And it's like once you get this charged up and you start defending yourself, when you get to this point, typically, see what I'm saying, and you're generating this, your homeostasis will kick in. And it's like the cross that you're bearing now, that homeostasis kick in, you won't even be able to feel that cross, because this is a part of the book doesn't really want you to reach. And it's like your homeo is the Holy Spirit. It says it in the book. Okay, and it's like you don't have a relationship with your homeostasis. And I keep pointing to the heart, but your homeo is in the mental, but it needs your physical. It gets information from your heart is a brain also, or technically has a brain on all of its own. Okay, you can't control your heart rate. When you're scared, it elevates. Okay, when you're asleep, it decreases. Okay, that's a process that's governed by nature. Your homeostasis is governed by nature. Get your definition of homeostasis. In environment, so that's natural. That's a natural relationship. It's like what we're trying to do, what we do is build a natural relationship between you, yourself, and we coordinate that process. We don't teach that process. We don't discipline that process, because it's something that you've got to undertake. It's something that you've got to consciously, willingly go into. That what makes it your riches more richer or powerful. Okay, if we shove you into this, it's going to be resentment, envy, wrath, pride, lust, gluttony. That's out here. You're going to get plenty of that. You've got plenty of that. You've got a whole lot of that happening. So to eliminate the world in general, because we can't do anything out there anyway, is typically our premise. Going to be coming at you anyway. You're going to try to attack your self-control fruit, because it doesn't want you not to be your own enemy. Ever. Why do you say that? Looks like numbers. 2 positives. It looks like numbers, right? 2 is numbers. Positive times 2 is numbers. It doesn't want you. Because this, we call it a principality that carries this, cannot be detected. If it slides into here, and it's like this would make the real enemy your friend, because you're in a kumite with yourself. That's a fight. Fight. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I ain't gonna do it. Fight. This is what it wants. Self-defense. You shut that off, become your own friend. Now this is due to experience. This is what happens. We know this. We're certain of it. Okay. Numbers don't lie. And if anything, the reality of what's happening, you'll be able to see at this point. And all this is self-defense. That's all it is. There's nothing illegal about it. It is actually sanctioned by nature. It is governed by natural law. If anybody tells you any different, that should be a red light. If anybody tells you that you defending yourself is not a correct situation, you should fire them. Fire them. That's not true. You could argue if you like. Please not with us though. We're not in this to be arguing with you. We're not your father, your mother. We're not your teacher. I'm checking with Webster. And Webster says the definition. Since you're going to go get it yourself. Webster reads a body of law or a specific principle held to be derived from nature and binding upon human society in the absence of or in addition to positive law. This is what governs us. Okay, for you to do this is by nature the correct maneuver. You don't have to ask anybody. You don't have to argue with anybody. You would be beneficial in just doing it. It's logical, it's the truth, and it is real. Technically what I'm saying with that is that anytime you do anything with this principle in mind, it's a trinity. Logic, truth, reality is natural law. Anytime you do anything along this course, it is, now, this is only going to make sense to a human. If you're a human and you're following this, there is nothing that can tell you this is negative. Nothing. Not a man, not a woman, not a serpent, not a cow, not a duck, not a chicken, not a bug, not a spider. If you just follow this individually, you don't have to take any cues from us, because we're man, but we follow this. This is what guides us, this is what governs us. Logic, truth, reality. Anything less, anything other than is incorrect. Now back again to why we don't mess with out. Because out is not governed by natural law at all. So why? And govern the only thing you have control of. The only thing, and that's limit at this point. It's extremely limited because you have no self-defense. So you go out here and it's like you become automatically. You're attached to it. Oh, we're all the same, we're all humans. This is what this little want you to believe. Okay, now don't get it twisted. Your difference, your individuality is part of who you are. Okay, now if you got an issue with somebody telling you that you are an amazing individual and you don't know that and you want to argue with them, we call that an infant. So technically, I know I'm not an infant. Life is learned daily. I'm proud to be a grasshopper. Okay, but I've got quite a few years in the game, and a sensei doesn't have to say that he's a sensei. doesn't have to say a word about it. As a grasshopper begins maturing, he'll recognize a sensei. And the more they mature and come into, see, you're learning. And it's like the more that learning increases and becomes a foundation for the grasshopper. And all this basically means is that life is learned daily. Life is a lesson. And it's like as you mature from immaturity, you're gonna start learning, and it's like you're gonna make errors, you're gonna make mistakes, but due to your knowledge of what you've learned, it's been processed, those errors are going to decrease. Okay, at 13 it would be fine. It'd be fun to go throw some rocks at vehicles, busting out windows. Speculatively, it would be fun. This is dangerous. This is stupid. Okay, but it takes experience. You gotta learn these things. Okay, now somebody could have told you, oh, don't be throwing rocks at the, you could knock out a window and cause them to wreck, and somebody could have told you that. And it's like you're gonna go through the process because of your immaturity. You didn't take what was heard. That would be an infant move. Instead of taking what somebody just told you, you're gonna go through it and experience it, and it may end up exactly like they said. Okay, that would be something that an infant would do. But it's like you're learning as a grasshopper. It's like after a while, the process becomes knowledge. And it's like as this knowledge increases, your errors decrease. You're not making as many stupid mistakes as you used to. And it's like, being born in a situation that we're in, envy, pride, it makes it harder to get this learning. So we technically stay in infant mode. Oh, they told me it was blue. All of it's blue. And it's like you go from infant to teacher. You can't do that. Infant to sensei. You can't do that. Logically, you can't do it. But as this knowledge continues, and it's like you were born into sin. You were born into it. It's something that you may never be able to therapeutically remove from your being. Your wisdom's going to increase. Your errors are decreased considerably to the point to where those that you were making unknowingly because you didn't have the knowledge. You have the knowledge now, so you're going to decrease it because of the knowledge that you gain. And it's like once you start putting this together, it's going to develop into wisdom. And it's like with that knowledge of what you have learned, those errors will come down considerably. Now, what I was telling you earlier about carrying that cross by yourself, learning. Now, through natural law, once you get here, what MentFlexX is going to do is implement a technique that'll keep you governed by natural law. We stay in the Trinities, and it's like when you get here, okay, all this starts. You notice that's that's a Trinity. You see a Trinity there. 1, 2, 3. That's a Trinity. If you can get here, it's like with the knowledge, and we've got something that's governed by natural laws, logical, reality, and truth. Okay, and that would be the flex. To get, as you come out of this, to going into wisdom, this is what I speak about noonday natural. You've got an arrangement already in place. Okay, Noonday Natural is a language that your homeostasis is compatible with. Okay, this is like way out there. Okay, this is where I'm talking about. Anytime you say homeostasis, you're talking about your Holy Spirit. Anytime you say Holy Spirit, you're talking about spirituality. Okay, when you get this, start getting this knowledge, and it starts being converted into wisdom, you've got something. We're too ignorant even to know what to call it. You've got help. Your homeo is your protector. Okay, it's gonna help you. It's gonna protect you. It's gonna comfort you. Okay, but with these two, this is magnified, is multiplied, it is spiritual. You get assistance here. This is technically what I'm trying to say. Now it's like natural law, and then the process that we send you through. When you get here and start getting, it's already there. It's just you don't have the communications. You don't have the program to understand what's going on. Okay, knowledge is going to be obtained with the data and the numbers, and it's like this process is waiting on you to get the knowledge, because when you get here, and when I say knowledge, it's not really about what you're going to gain. Okay, being born into sin, it's got more to do at this point of what you're going to lose, what you don't need, what you're going to dump, okay, what you're going to get rid of, that'll allow you to slide into this, to where this becomes first nature again. It's basically a rebirth coming through. So that's why we don't really worry about what's going on in and out, because there's really no control of it. There's really no control of what's happening. Okay, and it's like the only thing you can do is defend yourself. You're the only thing, and you can agree to disagree. You have some control of. You have control of what you eat. That would be taste, see, hear, smell, and feel. You have some control of something that would be you. This is the most important to us. Okay, it may not sound like it at this point. It being our purpose is what we believe, regardless of what's said, regardless of what you hear me saying, it's what I know. Okay, and it's like you are the most important thing as opposed to the earth to us at this point in time. So, whether you believe it or not, I don't have any control of that. So I don't really worry. What I have control of, I said, that was in the control context. So. And as you continue to keep watching, following, being intrigued of trying to find out who you are. It's been the Flex Doctor. Until next time. Peace and love.